Subscribe to Teckoh on YouTube or you will forever be a bot at Fortnite.
What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So if you decided to click on this video, chances are you're struggling to improve your shotgun aim in Fortnite. If that's you, I completely understand and I used to have the exact same issue. So that's why in today's video, I'll be showing you guys the absolute best methods to improve your shotgun aim. These are methods that have not only helped me, but the methods that almost every single pro player uses, which you probably aren't using yet. I'll start off the video by covering the best practice methods you should be doing, then I'll cover some good habits you can build to improve your shotgun aim, and then finally, we'll talk about how you can optimize your training to improve as fast as possible. With that said, I'm not going to waste any of your time, so let's get straight into it. So for this first part of the video, what I want to do is show you guys some of the best drills and methods you can use to improve your shotgun aim directly. And the first of these methods is aim duels. A lot of you probably know how to do aim duels by now, but that doesn't offset the fact that they're still one of the best forms of aim practice. If you don't know by now, all aim duels really require are you and an opponent, usually a friend of yours, simply hop into creative and put in the code for Raider 464's aim duel map, which is 8595-7789-7339. From there, once you're in the map, you can customize everything from your weapons to your HP to even which map you use, and you can basically go from there. The reason aim duels are so good is because they put you in a real situation against another player, are generally an efficient form of practice, and they'll also allow you to practice the aiming habits, which we'll be talking about later in the video. Another option for your shotgun aim is directly using an aim trainer, whether it's in-game or through third-party software like Kovacs. If you want to take the in-game route, then specifically for your shotgun aim, I recommend using some of the Flick and Tile Frenzy scenarios in Scavic's aim trainer, which I'll put the code up on screen too. That map is going to be your best option if you play mobile, Switch, console, or controller on PC. But if you play keyboard and mouse and you play on PC and have Kovacs, then I've got you as well. For Kovacs, a few scenarios I recommend using for your shotgun aim include Bounce 180 Large, Pressure Aiming, Tile Frenzy 180, 2-Tile Jumbo Frenzy, and 6-Tile Jumbo Frenzy. The last practice method I personally like using for shotgun aim is practicing shooting over a right-hand peek. This is super easy to set up and you'll definitely notice an improvement in your box fighting if you do this consistently. To set it up, simply set up a target, a wall, and then simply right-hand peek over the wall to shoot the target. That's the simplest way to do it, but a few other options you have include setting up a moving target to increase the difficulty, or setting the target up directly in front of the wall so you can practice right-hand peeking over your own edits as well. Anyway, those are the main methods to improve your shotgun aim directly, but there's also so much more to it than just that. In this next section, I'll be going over some habits you can start working on, which are going to help your gameplay tremendously. Make sure to stick around because this next section is super important. The first habit that I want you all to start focusing on is trigger patience. Trigger patience is the act of taking a bit of extra time before you shoot to properly line up your shot. This tip is genuinely one of the best things for your shotgun aim, and if you actually put it into practice, you'll end up winning way more aim battles and box fights. To actually practice this habit, what you'll want to do is hop into an aim duel, but instead of just shooting as fast as you can, focus on waiting, lining up your shot, and then shooting once you're confident that you'll hit for max damage. Trigger patience is so helpful because a few milliseconds to line up your shot is often the difference between hitting for 30 and hitting for 200. So start practicing trigger patience and see how much more accurate you are. Also guys, before we get into the next tip, I'd also like to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Novos. Together with top coaches and creators, Novos has created the ultimate platform for improving at Fortnite. Head over to their website and enter your email, Fortnite name, what you want to work on, along with your availability. Then, Novos will generate you a custom training plan with routines according to your schedule. All of their plans are crafted manually and checked by players for effectiveness, so you know that you're getting something good. Check out Novos at the link at the top of the description and make sure to use promo code Teckoh when signing up so you can be one of the first to receive the app. And with that said, let's get into the next tip. The second habit I want to mention in this video is your crosshair placement and editing into shots. When you're box fighting, having good crosshair placement is absolutely critical and it's going to make you hit way more shots. Crosshair placement comes in multiple forms. The main form is by simply editing your crosshair into the position you want it to end up at. Essentially, you want the end of your edit to be near your opponent, so if you decide to go for a shot, you don't have to move your crosshair as far, and thus you'll hit more shots. To practice this, simply hop into a box fight or something along those lines and focus on editing into every shot you make. Another thing you can do is head into your own creative map with a target behind a wall, preferably multiple targets so you can practice different angles. From there, simply practice editing in a way where your crosshair ends up close to the target, then making the last micro adjustment to hit the shot. Finally, the last thing I recommend doing when it comes to shotgun fights is trying to maintain a bit of distance when you're box fighting. What I mean by this is avoiding jumping in too close to your opponent. Oftentimes, if you get way too close up to your opponent, you're going to end up missing your shot and get sent back to the lobby. If you watch pros, you'll pretty much instantly notice that unless their opponent is super low or extremely vulnerable where they can just get the kill easily, then they won't simply just hop in and take the 50-50. Instead, what pros are usually going to do is play a bit further away and go for piece control plays instead of getting up too close. Since getting up too close can result in missing your shots oftentimes, this is a great way to play a bit safer and in return hit more shots and generally just be more consistent in your fights. And alongside all of that, guys, the last topic I want to cover in this video is how you can schedule and optimize your aim training to improve as much as possible. To start, one of the biggest things I recommend you do is practice your aim during your warm-up. There are a few reasons for this, but the main reasons I like this are because you get it done early on so you don't have to struggle for the motivation after being online for a while, the fact that you're doing it with a clear head, meaning you're more focused and you'll see more improvement in your aim, and finally because it helps you get your aim on point before you hop into actual games, which in turn will help you hit way more shots. Another aspect of optimizing your aim training is how much time you actually do it for. Now, you'll certainly benefit from any amount of aim practice, but you can really optimize your time frame to get the most bang for your buck. If you're brand new to aim training, as in you've never really done it before, then I would recommend a starting point between 10 and 15 minutes of practice. This is enough where you'll definitely improve and see benefits, but it's also not too long where you're going to get bored and burnt out. If you're more intermediate or advanced, then you can definitely experiment with how much time you aim train for, but I recommend no less than about 20 minutes or so each time you hop on for maximum benefit. And the last aspect of optimizing your training is figuring out what you're actually going to do during your practice time. When you're aim training, it's absolutely crucial to have a decent amount of variety, not only so you don't get bored, but also to target numerous different skills. Out of all of the techniques and practice methods that we've covered, I'd recommend doing 2 practice methods for your aim training each time you get on. That can be a combination like Scavic's in-game aim trainer and aim duels, or right-hand peeking and Kovacs, or basically any combination of 2 forms of practice. This is what's going to help you not only improve fast, but see improvements that are actually going to carry into your real gameplay long-term. But anyway guys, with all that said, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hopefully this video helps you out to improve your shotgun aim and become a more consistent player. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like on it and consider subscribing if you want to see more content just like this in the future. Alongside that, feel free to use code Teckoh in the item shop if you'd like to support me even further. It seriously makes a massive difference and it helps me out way more than you think. But anyway, have an amazing day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.